will we be able to achieve Krishna Prema with only Karma Yoga, only by Karma Yoga? There are different yoga systems. All of you might be aware. There is Karma Yoga, then there is Jnana Yoga, then there is Ashtanga Yoga, and there is Bhakti Yoga. These are the 4 primary yoga systems. What is Karma Yoga? Karma Yoga means, according to the Vedic scriptures, according to Sanatana Dharma, the society is divided into 4 Varnas and 4 Ashramas. Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, and Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, Sannyasi. These are the 4 Varnas and these are the 4 Ashramas. And in the Vedic scriptures and the Vedas, the duties for each person located in each Varna and each Ashrama is described. Primary duty for a Brahmana is to study the Vedic scriptures and attain enlightenment, liberation, mukti. The main duty for Kshatriya is to protect the citizens. The definition of the word Brahmana is Brahman Janati iti Brahmana. One who knows the absolute truth is called a Brahmana. Kshattatrayate iti Kshatriyaha. One who protects one from danger or harm is called a Kshatriya. So Kshatriya's duty is to provide protection. Not only to humans, even to plants, animals, everybody. Yes. Vaishya's duty is to accumulate money by Krishi Goraksha Vanijya, by the process of trade, agriculture, and cow protection. And then there are Shudras, or those who prefer to render some service and not be engaged in any profession or in any entrepreneurship. They don't want to do anything on their own. I got a job, I got a salary, I'm happy with that. This is the duty of a Shudra. So, and then these are the social orders. Then there are 4 spiritual orders, 4 ashramas. Brahmachari means one who is celibate, who has no connection with women, and who is living in the Gurukula, in the ashram of the Guru, and performing service to the Guru, following his instructions, acquiring education, learning the Vedas, etc. This is Brahmachari. And the first 25 years, he is a Brahmachari living in the Gurukula, learning everything from the Guru. After 25 years, he can choose to become a Grihastha. He becomes married and he performs various duties towards the parents, towards the forefathers, towards the devatas, towards all the rishis, sages, etc. So Grihastha life goes on for another 25 years. And when the person panchas or dhummanam vrajet, when a person reaches 50 years of age, he has to become a vanaprastha, he has to live family life, and he has to practice spiritual life. And after a few years of practicing vanaprastha, cutting off one's relationship with one's family, then sannyasa, complete renunciation, and dedicate oneself fully for advancing spiritually. These are the 4 spiritual orders. So according to your inclination, your mental frame, your natural proclivities, you will slot into one of the varnas and ashramas. And the moment you slot into a particular varna and ashrama, you identify yourself. I got the Kshatriya qualities and I like to be a Grihastha. Then immediately all the duties are lined out for you according to the Vedic scriptures. One who follows all those rules and regulations, performing duties according to what is described in the Vedas for a person in a particular varna and ashrama, and when he performs that without the desire to enjoy the results, but as a matter of duty, this is my duty towards the devatas, this is my duty towards other living entities, this is my duty towards my forefathers, this is my duty towards the devatas, towards the rishis, etc., etc., etc. So one performs the duties in that varna and ashrama without any desire to enjoy the results, but just as a matter of this is my obligation to perform my duty. No matter what the result is. Result may be favorable, it may be unfavorable. Doesn't matter. I have to do my duty. So when a person performs his duties like this, it is called karma yoga. Now when a person performs karma yoga like this for a long period of time, what happens is gradually you are going on performing duty, not for you to enjoy the result or for your happiness, but because you are obligated to perform the duty. So naturally, when you go on performing your duty like this, you will become more and more renounced. Vairagya will develop in the heart. And when that Vairagya increases in the heart, the questioning will come, what is the purpose of my life? Am I meant simply to go on executing duties like this, or is there a higher purpose in life? Although I may do all my duties, I have to suffer birth, death, old age, disease. I have to undergo the three kinds of kleshas, adhyatmika klesha, adhibhautika klesha, adhidaivika klesha. All these kinds of three kinds of miseries will constantly harass me. So, is there no, all life after life will I have to go on suffering like this? So, when this questioning develops in a person, what he does, he thinks enough of performing all these duties and taking care of all the obligations and all these kind of things. Let me understand who I am. What is the purpose of life? Who is God? So, he takes up sannyas. He gives up his whole varna, ashrama, everything he gives up. He takes up sannyasa ashrama. He becomes a sannyasi, renounces family, all his duties and all that, and engages in studying the Vedic scriptures, Upanishads, Vedanta Sutras and all that, with a goal to find out who is the absolute truth, what is the purpose of my life, and where have I come from. These higher questions in life one wants to understand. And so, the person graduates into what is known as Jnana Yoga. And when a person executes Jnana Yoga, which involves deeply studying the Vedic scriptures, what happens? Finally, one comes to the stage of understanding, I am not the body, I am a spirit soul, I am Atma. And there is an absolute truth which is known as Brahman, and I am part and parcel of that Brahman, and I have to attain moksha, I have to attain liberation from this material life. So who is that Brahman? Who is that absolute truth? One starts searching. And when one goes through the Upanishads, the Vedanta Sutras, studying, practicing all the tapasyas, vratas related to sannyasa ashrama, one will come to a stage of understanding that Brahman, that absolute truth, is the Paramatma who is within my heart. Now, when it comes to that understanding, that absolute truth, Param Satya, Param Brahman, is the Paramatma in my heart. What does he do? He thinks, okay, let me find out that Paramatma within my heart. So, from Jnana Yoga, he will graduate into Ashtanga Yoga. And in Ashtanga Yoga, he practices the 8 limbs of the Ashtanga Yoga. That's why it's called Ashtanga. There are 8 limbs. What are those 8 limbs? Pranayama, Asana, Dharana, Pratyahara, etc. Like this, it goes up to Samadhi. Samadhi is the last stage. So, one practices all these things with the intention of what? Finally, all the practices of undergoing asana, like, yoga is a very popular thing nowadays, and people perform all kinds of asanas, and some people perform pranayama, etc. People do it for various reasons. Health is improving, and wellness, and good peace of mind, and all those kind of things. But an Ashtanga yogi, when he performs all these things, is not meant to improve his bodily health, because already he has realized I am not the body. He has crossed the stage of a Jnana yogi. Jnana yogi is understood, I am not the body, I am a spirit soul. So why should he bother about health and all these kind of things? So his intention in following all these things is, by practicing pranayama, asanas and all these things, my mind will become peaceful. And when my mind becomes peaceful, I can meditate upon the Paramatma within the heart. I can search out the Paramatma within the heart. If my mind is agitated, disturbed, I will not be able to focus within and search out Paramatma within my heart. My mind will be roaming all over the world. Many of you would have experienced this. You close your eyes and sit and think of trying to meditate. Your mind will take you on a world trip. All over the world, you will go to America. Oh, Trump happened, Biden happened, then there is war going on in Ukraine. It will take you on a tour to Ukraine. It will take you to Syria. It will take you to Pakistan. It will take you all over the world. You will not be able to meditate on anything. That's the nature of the mind. So, the Ashtanga Yoga is a process of mechanically reducing the impact of Vata within the body, by which your mind will become peaceful. Because according to Ayurveda, when the Vata is aggravated, your mind will constantly keep roaming here and there. And if the Vata is reduced, then your mind will also become peaceful. It will not wander here and there too much. So they follow all this pranayama, asana, all these things to reduce the Vata, to control the Vata within the body, and by that control the mind. And when the mind is controlled, you are no longer thinking of how to enjoy, what is happening here, what is happening to my family, what is happening in politics, who is going to win the next election. You are not bothered about all that. You are concentrating upon finding out the Paramatma within the heart. And like this, when you enter into Samadhi, and when you perfect that process of Samadhi, you will have darshan of Paramatma within the heart. And when you have darshan of Paramatma, you see he is a beautiful blackish body, four-handed, with Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Padma in his hand, and he is having a lotus flower, and he is so beautiful, decorated with wonderful ornaments, and there is the Kaustuba gem hanging on his chest, and there is this beautiful Vaijayanti Mala hanging down his neck all the way up to his knees. This beautiful form of Vishnu one can see. And then one realizes, oh, that Param Satya, that Paramatma is Vishnu. Now when one realizes this, then what happens is one understands, oh, now I've figured out who is that absolute truth, that is Vishnu, he is the Paramatma. And then what happens? One develops a desire. Now that I know who is the Paramatma, who is the Param Satya, now I want to render some service to him. Then one graduates to the final yoga process, which is called Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga means Rishikena Rishikesa Sevanam Bhakti Ruchyate. The rendering of service with one's senses to the master of senses, which is Krishna, Vishnu, Narayana. That process is called Bhakti Yoga. So one comes to the stage of being able to serve Vishnu by coming to the stage of Bhakti Yoga. So this is how the spiritual life of a person is taken care of. It is designed in this way to gradually elevate a person who is immersed in satisfying his senses, in sense gratification, in the sensual enjoyments of the material world. One's mind is completely attracted to all these things. So you gradually engage the mind in activities by slowly elevating him over a period of time to Sattva-guna. From Sattva-guna come to the point of Karma Yoga. From Karma Yoga you take him to the point of Jnana Yoga. From Jnana Yoga elevate him to Ashtanga Yoga. Finally you bring him to Bhakti Yoga. This is the whole process. And then when a person starts rendering service to Krishna in devotional service, then gradually what happens is one goes through further stages of advancement in spiritual life. Adau Shraddha. In the beginning, it begins with the faith, with the understanding that Paramatma is Krishna. Adau Shraddha. Tata Sadhu Sangha. And when one understands that Vishnu is the Param Satya, you want to associate with people who are devotees of that Vishnu. And then when you associate with such devotees, Adau Shraddha, Tata Sadhu Sangha, Ato Anartha Nivrittihi Syat. Then you start rendering practical devotional service to Krishna. Then when you render practical devotional service to Krishna, what will happen? Your heart, all the misgivings, all the negative things, all the contaminations which are there within the heart will slowly start vanishing. And this is what has happened in all of your lives, right? You came in touch with a devotee, and the devotee came and met you and said, oh, very nice, I'll give you blessing and go. No. He called you and said, made you sit, take this mantra card, start chanting. What is that? Sadhu Sangha, Adau Shraddha. You add some Shraddha in your heart. this one, that God is there, something is there, who is that and all, we don't know. And then what you did, you came in touch with a sadhu, a devotee. And that devotee, what did he do? Immediately gave a mala in your hand, gave a mantra card in your hand. He started making you chant. So, bhajana kriya started. Ado shraddha tata sadhu sangha ado bhajana kriya. And when you do bhajana kriya, what happens? Anartha nivritti syat. Slowly you will start realizing, oh, life is not all about enjoying. Life is not about making money. This is not what life is all about. There is a higher purpose to life. And slowly you go on chanting Hare Krishna. You practice the spiritual life. What will happen? Slowly, one by one, all the bad things in your life will start going out. Coffee will go out, tea will go out, then onion will go out, garlic will go out, all the meat eating will go out, intoxication will go out, smoking will go out, everything will slowly, one by one, on its own it will go, without your having to endeavor for it. This is called anartha nivritti syam. And when that anartha nivritti, when that all these unwanted things in life, these are all unwanted things. If somebody does not smoke in life, he will not die. Right? If you don't eat, you will die of malnutrition. Agreed. But if you don't smoke, you are not going to die. But still people are addicted. If you don't intoxicate, if you don't take alcohol, you are not going to die. But by taking alcohol, you will die. But still people will take alcohol. So these are called anarthas. These are all not necessary for us to carry on our life. But still we accept these things thinking that this will give me enjoyment. Therefore they are called anartha. Anartha means unwanted things. So all the unwanted things in life will go on their own without your having to endeavor for it. And this, millions of people over the ages, they have all experienced this, and you will also experience this without a doubt. So now what happens is, anartha nivritti syat. Then what happens? When the anarthas start going out of the life, nishtha comes. Tato nishtha ruchis tataha. Then you will become fixed up. No, every day I have to chant one mala. Every day I have to chant 4 malas. Every day I have to chant 8 rounds. Whatever number of malas you have fixed up for yourself, will become very fixed up. Whatever it is, I have to follow this. I have to follow Ekadashi. I have to follow the 4 regulative principles. These will become you'll become very fixed up in all these. Nishtha comes. Initially, you may be a little irregular. Chanted 1 mala for 1 week. After that, 2 days did not chant. Then again chanted. Then Prabhu will call you and ask you, why you did not chant? No, Prabhu, some work was there at home. I went and there was one family function, so I did not chant. It will be like that in the beginning. But as time goes by, even in the face of a big calamity, you will not stop your spiritual life. You will not stop your number of rounds, your reading, Bhagavad Gita and all these books. You cannot give it up. You will become firmly fixed up. So this is called nishtha. That is why you will see all devotees, those who are your seniors, who have been in Krishna consciousness for a longer time, and temple devotees and all these devotees you see, they will chant a fixed number of rounds every day. Some people will be chanting 16 rounds, some people will be chanting 8 rounds, but whatever they are chanting, every day without fail they will be chanting. So you will be wondering how these people are able to do, for me 1 round itself, okay, once in a while I can do. These people every day 2 hours is sitting and chanting Hare Krishna. How is it possible? This is because they have already come to the stage of nishtha. That determination has come that I am not going to stop. No matter what happens, even COVID comes, even there is a nuclear war, even there is a World War III, whatever happens, my sadhana has to go on every day. It cannot be given up. So it will become like eating. Every day you have to eat, isn't it? You cannot give up. You cannot live without eating every day. You cannot live without drinking water every day. You cannot live without breathing. This will become like that. So that is the stage of nishtha. Then what happens? Ruchi. Tato nishtha ruchis tataha. Then you will come to the stage of, you will develop a taste. Taste means you will love doing it. It's not that somebody has to force you, stand behind you with a stick. No, you have to chant every day, otherwise I'll beat you. Just like all of you have to go to college every day. Why? Because if I don't get that 75-80% attendance, that professor will call me, principal will call me, they will not allow me to sit in the exam. What to do? Somehow I have to go and sit in the college. And if attendance is not enough, what will happen? Proxy will start. Somehow or the other, you have to show your face, and somehow or the other you have to get the attendance. But because you don't like to do it, You're forced to do it. That's why you do all that. But if you have a taste for it, then nobody has to force you. Automatically you will do it. So this, by practicing spiritual life, will come to a stage where you would have developed a taste. This becomes something which you love doing. It's not something you are doing out of force. If you don't do this, you'll get great papa, some curse you will get. No, nothing like that. You love doing it, therefore you are doing it. It becomes a ruchi. Then after ruchi comes the stage of bhava. And in the stage of bhava, what happens? You develop transcendental emotions. And when you chant Krishna's holy name, there will be tears in your eyes and your throat will get choked up. And there are 8 kinds of such transformations. All these things will develop in your heart. And then finally, you will come to the stage of Krishna Prema. So when you come to the stage of Krishna Prema, you will know who you are in the spiritual world. What is your eternal relationship with Krishna? Then you are no more part of this material world. You are a liberated person. So, to come to that stage of Krishna Prema, what you have mentioned here, how can we come to that stage of Krishna Prema? Krishna tells in the Bhagavad Gita that the only way to achieve that, bhaktya mam abhijanati yavan yaschasmi tattvataha, that one can come to the stage of knowing Krishna and loving Krishna, come to the stage of Krishna Prema. How? By avyabhicharena bhakti yogena sevate. By coming to the stage of avyabhicharani bhakti yoga or ananya bhakti yoga. Only by the process of bhakti yoga can you come to the stage of Krishna Prema. Otherwise, if you practice karma yoga, it is at the first stage in spiritual life. You have not crossed the first step. From Karma Yoga, you have to graduate into Jnana Yoga. If you don't graduate into Jnana Yoga from Karma Yoga, you are stuck. You have stagnated. You are not liberated. You cannot even attain liberation. Moksha. Even moksha is not possible. So you will be within this material world. You will have a good birth. You may go to Swarga. You may go to heavenly planets and all that. But again, birth, death, disease, old age will continue harassing. So it's not enough to stick to Karma Yoga. You have to graduate. You have to graduate to Jnana Yoga. And if you get stuck in Jnana Yoga, it is not enough. You have to come to Ashtanga Yoga. And if you get stuck in Ashtanga Yoga, it's not enough. You have to come to Bhakti Yoga. Only when you come to Bhakti Yoga, it is possible to develop the love for Krishna and go back to Goloka Vrindavan. Go back to Vaikuntha. So therefore, the answer to the question is, to achieve Krishna Prema, it is possible only by Bhakti Yoga. So even if you practice Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, ultimately you will have to come to the point of Bhakti Yoga. But Bhakti Yoga is such a wonderful thing. Even though you may not have performed Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, you can directly take up Bhakti Yoga and still achieve perfection. This is the beauty of Bhakti Yoga. So therefore in Kali Yuga, because practicing Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, these are all impractical things. In Kali Yuga, very tough. Not easy, not like the olden ages. Therefore, in Kali Yuga, it is said, simply practice Bhakti Yoga. And how do we practice Bhakti Yoga? By chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Bhakti Yoga begins with chanting Krishna's holy name. It is stated that Swayameva Spuratyadaha. What is that verse? Sri Krishna Navadi Dambave Grahyam Indriyahi. It is not possible to understand Krishna or grasp Krishna with our material senses. Sri Krishna Navadi Nabhave Grahyam Indriyahi Sevon Mukhehi Jihvadav Swayameva Spuratyadaha. When we engage in serving Krishna, beginning with the tongue, Sevon Mukhe Jihva Adav, beginning with the tongue, we render service to Krishna. Then everything will become revealed to us and we will get elevated to the highest position of Krishna Prema. So how do we begin with the tongue? The tongue has 2 activities. One is to talk and the second is to taste. These are the 2 activities of the tongue. So we begin our spiritual journey, Jihva Adav, with the tongue, meaning we engage our tongue in chanting Hare Krishna and we engage our tongue in tasting Krishna Prasada. by simply doing this, we can become the highest yogis. So this is a very wonderful thing which is there in Kali Yuga. Although there are so many problems in Kali Yuga, but this is a great silver lining in Kali Yuga, that you don't have to go through Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, all these processes. Directly take up chanting Krishna's holy name and honoring Krishna Prasadam, and immediately you will be transported to the highest position of a yogi.